silver vessels from the temple was taken out of the temple into the king of Babylon. So the Babylonian king during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, he had those treasures that he took from the temple and put it into his treasures. And what happened was, like I said, Cyrus had put out a decree that the treasures should be taken out of their treasury and put back into the temple of the Most High, of the God of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, years later, there was this dispute about whether he actually did that, and it tells you, as you read the scriptures, it tells you how they went to the book of rolls. The word roll in the scripture that we're going to read, if we read it, get a chance to read it, it means books, because the way you went into a library, you would have scrolls. You ever watch those ancient movies? Another thing, we always push you brothers to watch movies. Don't watch Lottery Ticket, movies like that. I was watching that shit today on HBO, and I said, that's why Esau don't respect Jake, man, because it's fucking bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit, man. I watched like maybe 3 seconds of this shit, and I had to turn it, But anyway, the library, you had an ancient, in the ancient world, you had a library, right? Whether it be the king of Persia or Alexander, he had built up a library in Alexandria, Egypt, right? That's why I said watch these movies. Don't watch that bullshit with them simple ass niggas, soul plane and stuff. If you can if you can get your hands on any DVDs of any ancient movies, period pieces, the story of Alexander the Greek, the ancient Babylonians, anything dealing with, any documentaries dealing with ancient Egypt or the Israelites, King David, they'll put bones in there, but you people out there supposed to know how to pick them bones out, because you're grown men now. Now, Gehenna and his followers, they'll choke on them damn bones, That's why you're getting meat now. You brothers you've been getting meat, but you're getting more meat, But anyway, they were going to the library, and then you would have, instead of books being lined up like dominoes, you would have scrolls. Like I said, if you watch them ancient movies, you'll see it. There's certain scenes where the guy goes in there, and here it is, and he pulls it out, and there's an actual scroll. Kind of looks like this, a scroll. By the way, this right here is the new book in the form of a scroll. Okay. So so what they wanted to do was they wanted to find out if Cyrus actually said that, because when they would make proclamations, they would write it down. They would have a scribe it down. He would put his signet to it. Then he would put it in the records. So what they did was they would dispute whether they were supposed to get that gold and get be financing by Darius to build the temple of the Most High again. So what they had to do was they had to go to the records. And they said they went to the House of Rolls, and they pulled it out and they found it and they said, yep, Cyrus did say, well, let's open it up, pull the seal off of it, Yes, on this day, such and such, Cyrus decreed that the children of Israel were to build the temple of the Lord, Right. And money was supposed to be given to it. It was supposed to be financed, all right? So, that's how it went, All right, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right, and that's why Esau is in the power seat, because Lahab keeps saying we're in the power seat. We're not in the power seat, Lahab. Esau is in the power seat right now. He's getting ready to get kicked off the throne. All right? All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, back in Wikipedia, it says...
But anyway, the point was this, that they found there was this dispute about Zerubbabel being set up as governor of Judah, and Joshua, and that was during the time of Nehemiah, Ezra, and these great men are back again. They keep coming back, you know. Every time, like you had Moses, right? You had Moses, you had Joshua, you had Aaron, right? Well, those are the top leaders of Israel. When you read about David and other great leaders further into the future, all right, those are the same men. That's why we know that reincarnation is in the Bible. It's not like, well, this guy, he was a low guy, but he going to be, no, the guys that were in a high position, when they come back in the reincarnation, they're going to get right back on that high position, all right?
This is our 2 Ezra chapter 1, verse 38. And now, brother, behold what glory, and see the people that cometh from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oseas, Amos, and Micaias, Joel, Abdias, and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk, and Sophonias, Agaius, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also the angel of the Lord.
Okay? All right, yeah, I think I have it, but you know what? Since you got it, read it. Read it anyway. We're going to probably read it again.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 6, verse 1. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rolls, where the treasures were laid up in Babylon. And there was found at Achmetha in the palace that is in the province of the Medes a roll, and therein was a record thus written.
Yeah, in order for you to get the full understanding, you would have to really start at the Ezra, the 5th chapter, which we're going to go into Ezra, the 5th chapter. We're going to read the whole chapter, and then we're going to go into Ezra, the 6th chapter. So we are going to read it again, all right? So let's go back to Zerubbabel.
Zerubbabel was a governor of the Persian province of Judah, Haggai 1:1, and the grandson of Jehoiachin, penultimate king of Judah. Zerubbabel led the first group of Jews, numbering 42,360, who returned from the Babylonian captivity in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia.
Yeah, when the Babylonian Empire went down, the Israelites were freed from the hands of the Babylonian Empire, but they were put under the first empire was the Medes, I believe, right?
Medes, yeah.
There was the Medes, and then there was the Persians. So the Persian, the greater of the two empires, or the greater of the two nations, were the Persians. All right, but it started off as the Medes, which the king at that time was Cyrus.
Cyrus, yep.
And he showed favor to the Israelites.
Who returned from Babylonian captivity in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, Ezra. The date is generally thought to have been between 538 and 520 BC. Zerubbabel also laid the foundation of the second temple in Jerusalem soon after. In all of the accounts in the Hebrew Bible that mention Zerubbabel,
Read that part again. Laid the foundation of the temple.
Yeah, it says Zerubbabel also laid the foundation of the second temple in Jerusalem soon after. In all,
and he gonna lay the foundation of the third temple too.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Because this was a physical temple, but now the temple that we're building is a spiritual temple, and the spiritual temple is the nation of Israel itself, starting with the elect. Okay? All right, go ahead.
In all of the accounts in the Hebrew Bible that mention Zerubbabel, he is always associated with the high priest who returned with him, Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua the high priest. That's another key person in the history of Israel. All right?
Reading on, it says, Joshua, son of Jehozadak. Together, these two men led the first wave of Jewish returnees from exile and began to rebuild the temple, Ezra. Kessler describes the region of Judah as a small province that contained land moving 25 kilometers from Jerusalem and was independently ruled prior to the Persian rule. Zerubbabel was the governor of this province. King Darius I of Persia appointed Zerubbabel governor of the province. It was after this appointment that Zerubbabel began to rebuild the temple. Elias Bickerman speculates that one of the reasons
And
that
if you notice, these writers that are writing this history are so-called Jews. You notice that, right? Yeah. Bickerman. What was the other one that you just read? There was another one that you
Kessler.
Kessler, so-called Jew. German.